We want to congratulate our next guest. I go to Twitter for this. How about Baseball America naming Jerry Dipoto the 2025 Executive of the Year? Well done. A man who has the best hair. No offense to all the GMs out there, but man, you're in your 50s, bro. That's unfair. Jerry Dipoto, who shares a birthday with me.
Is that all real?
Get yourself a Nutrafol
It is.
deal.
Because when the light hits you, I'm thinking about like making a decision. That thing looks
both
good.
real and it grows in multiple directions.
Yes.
I'm opening the club of whatever hair club for men. I am hair club for men whose hair grows in many different
It's
directions.
good. Cowlicks are fine. As long as you have hair, it's good. All right, so I want to talk about why you would be named Executive of the Year. I have a theory. I think certain front office executives can get the job done in the offseason, but it's when you have to make moves in season that really shows what you're worth. And the moves you guys made when you knew you had it, you couldn't be more proud, right?
Yeah, and we really got fortunate with the fact that we got the right people. You know, we knew Gino Suarez. We had him before. Acquiring Gino in midseason was easy for us because we knew how quickly he'd assimilate to our clubhouse. You know, and Josh Naylor coming over from Arizona was just a boon for us. He's a great guy, fit our clubhouse perfectly. We knew the skill set and the intensity was, it's what we were looking for.
You knew he was a 30 stolen base guy?
I actually said to him, true story, the club came back. We're in the deadline mode. The club came back from Sacramento, and I wasn't on that trip. And I walked in and I said hello to Nails for the first time. And I said, I really wasn't, expecting to get impact base runner as part of this because he had stolen like 3 bases in his first 2 games. And he looked at me and just cold stared and said, why? And I thought, I love this guy. I hope he signs here for the next 5 years.
Well, I want to kind of expand. That had to be. I mean, he got paid $92.5 million. He's set for life, but that had to be one of your easier negotiations. It seemed like you guys loved him, and he loved the city.
And the city loved him back.
And pretty quick to get that done.
Yeah, it was a priority for us going into the offseason. It's something we probably would have started negotiating a little earlier in the summer, headed into the fall, if not for the fact that we were pushing toward the postseason and we didn't want to create a distraction. So it was easy business. Josh wanted to be a Mariner. We wanted him to be there. I guess just ponying up the extra year that is always required to do something fun like that came naturally, and we're thrilled to have him back.
I like how you say that fun, to do something fun like that. That's a good perspective. Good perspective. Obviously, you've never been afraid to pull the trigger. In fact, I appreciate you finding a little time to sit with us. You got to be jonesing. It's been like a week since your last deal, Jerry. But you did move Harry Ford, highly regarded prospect, for a dominant left-handed reliever in Jose Ferrer. Tell us a little bit about the decision to dip into that fantastic farm system you have and why then for Ferrer.
Ferrer is a guy that we had identified going into this offseason. He was the number 1 target for us in terms of bullpen. He is just 25 years old. He's played 2+ years as a major leaguer. He'll touch 100, sits around 97, 98. He's got crazy sink, keeps the ball in the yard, on the ground. There's a lot there to like. And he's with your club for the next 4 years or more. And that's an exciting element. Obviously tough to give up a prospect like Harry Ford. We love Harry. Born in our system, came through our system, wonderful human being. And I think he's got the potential to be an everyday impact player, but it wasn't going to happen with us. D-Rose catcher happens to play for the Mariners, and the runner-up in the MVP, I think just had the best year in the history of catchers. And the opportunity to break in as a rookie and cut your teeth as a backup catcher, getting 20, 25 plate appearances a month is just really hard. And we thought that would be a complicated matter, and we thought this was the best way to cash in and create impact for the Mariners.
I'm glad you brought up Cal Raleigh because I think he had something to do with you winning this award from Baseball America. You give a guy a $100 million contract extension because his averages are 30 home runs a year, right? He's deserving of that. Then he goes on and hits 60 home runs. In the history of player development, in the way your career has ironed out, have you ever seen a player break out in such a dramatic way when he's already had a track record in the big leagues like Cal Raleigh?
I've said recently, it's a pretty remarkable path. Cal came into the season as one of the best catchers in Major League Baseball, but one who largely flew under the radar of elite. You know, he was considered an above-average major league player who maybe in the Pacific Northwest was a star, but more globally hadn't made an all-star team, wasn't, you know, in the national conversation. Now he's an international superstar who goes by one name, you know? And I think it's pretty awesome. He's deserving of everything that comes his way. He works his tail off. He's a leader. He plays both sides of the ball, and even he also an impact on the bases. It's Cal, you know, Cal and Nails. Who'd have thought? They're like our Ricky Henderson.
I won't give him the steal sign. I promise you that.
There is no steal sign for Cal. He's going when he wants.
I want to talk to you about third base because you talked about you locked up Naylor. You brought in Suarez, but he's a free agent again. You got a top prospect in Cole Emerson. Like, how do you guys? What do you think in third base wise?
You know, we're still engaged in the free agent market. I would venture to guess either via free agency or trade, we will add one more bat, you know, hopefully within the next 7 days because I am Jones.
There you go. I know.
And we do have young infielders like Cole Young at second base, you know, like Ben Williamson at third base. Yeah. Ben is, we think, an elite defender now, and you know he got us through a rough patch last year, and particularly with a team that's starting to gradually shift toward more ground ball orientation than fly ball, which we've predominantly been in the past. Having a third baseman who can pick it is really important, and Ben can do that. Cole, we think, is one of the bright young stars at his position in the game. He's just going to play his 22-year-old season, and he can really hit. Both of them got their first taste of it last year. We'd like to continue to give them a taste, but we want to take some of the pressure off with, you know, a veteran bat who's been through there. Could be a third baseman, could be a second baseman, or some combination of those positions who can kind of, we'll call it like a tri-tune that can roll with both players and take some of the pressure off their bat, keep us, you know, an elite offense.
Jerry, I got to be honest. You got a lot of pitching depth. If there was a team out there that's like, we need a legit starting pitcher, I'm calling Jerry Dipoto. It's a surplus, and Rick and I were talking. It's a dangerous game to play when you part ways with some of your depth in this one category of starting pitching. That said, when you know you got it and you have any holes, you must be chomping at the bit to really plug those holes with this incredible surplus, no?
No. You know, a year ago, we came to this meeting, and we've got 5-man starting rotation that we were really confident in. Our superpower had been our ability to develop this group and keep them healthy. We came to the meetings last year open to the idea of moving one of those pitchers to fill one of our needs, which were real in the lineup. We didn't really have a second third of our lineup that was going to be postseason viable. And we did listen or talk to other clubs about our starting pitching. Ultimately, it didn't feel like the value coming back was enough to make a move. And the result was we went into the season and we were banged up as anybody for the first 4 months. We needed every inning those guys could give us. And finally, at the tail end, when we got healthy, heading into the postseason, and we had our 5 men healthy for the first time, it made you think, let's just keep these guys because they're pretty good.
They are pretty good. We share a birthday. That's pretty good. May 24th. Me, you, Joe Montana, you said?
Bob Dylan.
Big Sexy, Bartola Colon, Tracy McGrady.
And you both have amazing hair.
I mean, you want to be born on May 24th, apparently. Jerry Dipoto, go make a trade. We want something to talk about, okay?
Thank goodness.
All right, man.